Hello there, traders. Good afternoon. My name is Raul Rivera. I'm the founder of themarketprofile.com. Today is Monday, September 18th, 2017. Let's get started with today's trading. And today, it's all eyes on the Fed. So we have the Fed meeting on Wednesday, and it's going to be big, right? Monetary policy meeting. You know, this over the past couple months, we've known that they've been talking back and forth about inflation concerns, and but the narrative has stuck to raising interest rates gradually. That's going to affect markets, right? It's going to affect trades like gold. It's going to affect trades like the bonds. Currencies against the against the U.S. are going to go lower. The U.S. dollar will regain a little bit of strength if they decide to raise interest rates. But you know, since the last meeting, we saw the minutes of the last meeting. They still have concerns over inflation, and it might force them to not to be just more relaxed about raising interest rates, and they might reduce the amount of interest rates that they want to hike, right? It was supposed to be 4 rate hikes this year. This one we're trying to get long, as you can see, and we've only had just 2. That was the area to get long. Expect the third one this Wednesday, and then the final one in December. Pretty much early in the session, we determined that you get an interest probably in a trend, right? So it's, you know, on a P-shaped distribution, on its way language higher, out of the Fed has been a little bit hazy. D followed by a P. Okay, so looking at the find a place to buy it. S&P 500 futures today, and then P up here. A lot of indecision. Again, we started off as a P-shaped trending up pattern. Remember, it's a P-shaped. D-shape equals consolidation. We take a look at the hybrid view. P-shape equals, we definitely opened here, trending up higher and consolidated. It's a little bit of a top-heavy P-shaped distribution. Right, so we're in a trending up pattern. So the idea was to get long nonetheless. We were looking to buy 95. No range extensions today, so we were trying to get long at TWAP, and this one trade. Absolutely unlucky. This probably would have been advantage of one trade. The trade of the day for wasn't the greatest. So we were trying to get long right at TWAP. Trade out there, but 48.76 was the gave us an opportunity to get long in the market. The very low of that bar, and pretty much trading sideways for a long time. Okay. So when we take a look at the order flow right here, the very low of that bar happens to be 48.78. One of the 48.78 features of our order flow. 2 simple contracts. It highlights specific prices. Very unlucky there. All they needed was 2 more ticks. Specific prices. Come on, crude. You could highlight them in blue. 2 more ticks on that. Highlight them in yellow. It didn't, and then reverse very quickly. Highlights. It means that there's to make institutional high of the day coming in at those 49 prices. Our algorithm can detect these orders and highlight them. So it would have been a spectacular trade, 50 and then we ticks plus trade highlights in yellow, just because of 2 ticks, pretty large, larger than average, pretty much selling order. The end of the day here for crude oil. The rest of the time it just consolidates. It's usually done by the institutions after making orders. We have the we have it. So crude oil that it detects. Looks like it wants to continue to go higher. This post Hurricane Harvey rally, really taking off now. I mean, we traded as low as a lot of contracts everywhere, 45, 80, 46, and now we're all the way at 49. And gain about 3 points. So looking at the S&P 500, we figured, you know what, it's okay to get long. And it just goes to show the volatility below the VWAP and TWAP. On any given day, we have that's warning sign number from high to low. If we have a P-shaped, definitely a lot of opportunity to we're trending to the upside. We want to be buying VWAP and we want to be buying TWAP. Right. Okay, next up, but we have prices trade below those 2 averages. The gold market. This one, warning sign took a trade in this one. Perfectly executed steam as expected out of a trending up pattern, right? A P-shaped distribution is a trending up pattern. Was also an inside day. Not enough steam. Yesterday we had a D-shaped distribution. We figured, you know what, we could probably catch a little bit of a rally. Talking about an inside day. We can trade back above the range from high to low and averages, which you can see here. Here's the range from high to low. This one you can kind of see. Even right now, this is all after the market developed and everything. And we're still trading inside, so we figured looking for the inside day break above that on positive volume. before we traded lower, we more than likely were pretty much. This was the profile that pretty good chance of retesting. Right, so D-shaped distribution, trading high. Inside day, we want to be long, so here, just below value. And we figured, hey, you know, if the institutions are paying, I didn't want to take a short because this market is super strong right now, so there's no real reason for me to be short. But I did want to get in. So I had at the same two contracts sitting here at 40 institutions are getting to 39. Placed an order here, 25. I think I made a mistake with this one. I should have gone 41 to 40 rather than 75, 40 to 39. Fill that we got. I think I just check it out. I was drawing this. I always like to be as transparent as possible. Green bar. I think trades. I don't know. It was early this morning, probably half asleep, and thank you very much. And you know, right there, I put it in the wrong spot, so I missed an opportunity to get long at that area. 25.0350 after the market came down into it. Here we can see, and you know, we started losing steam. Would have gotten on this bar right on that tail. 50 contracts in greater here. The institutional order flow, even on just one contract, was pretty much selling. You know, the buying 50 wasn't ticks, really that big. Really turns out to be about $500. It's pretty weak buying. 1,000 positive on just one contract. Wasn't looking on just one contract. So I decided to take my that one. I decided to cancel 2504 and those trades there. I figured, you know what, if we come back to this low, we're more than likely going to trade lower and comes out probably going to go into this value area here. Isn't really the switching back over to profile view, but we got a value area low. And something was just not adding up here, not that in this rally really today. The low today, just happy figure that coincidentally this value area also happens to be right. You know, low and behold, this so I took it with a grain of salt. Afterwards, you know, nothing. You know, the market trades higher between 38 and 36 here. As you can see, that happens to be the absolute bottom of the day. And but you know, things didn't. By the time I took the trade, it was already like 115. This market closes. You get that feeling from analyzing, and it's not that it closes, but it settles at 130. When you're experienced at anything after 130 is realized settlement trading. The market is during post settlement trading about usually very very slow. Nobody was interested in buying, and there was only a little bit of a short. So I knew the risk I was taking, the rest of the buying was just probably wouldn't get much out of the trade. I did manage to get at least just 1 point. I had traders 3 points on the 4 contracts. So I got 2 contracts long at 38 and then 2 contracts selling at 37. It means that they don't trade it as high after my fill. The market is going 40, so 60. Some institutions are selling. My average, I believe, was around 37.50. And it traded as positions, right? So they're all over 40, 60. So there you go. There's the same points I talked about. But I didn't take it off at that high. I actually took it off for 1 now. I'm going to remain the reason in this sideways. I was looking for a target up here in the 43 to 45 area. But on this bar, one of the things we do right here at the 2 o'clock marketprofile.com, 130 very accurately predict this bar right here. We see this big tail, but this tail was a lot longer. I mean, we traded all the way up there. Literally show you what the institutions pretty much to make this bar into a doji. Whether they're buying, I'm like, you know what? It's a big selling tail. I don't want to be part of it, so I took the overall total volume. I took 1 point out of the trade on 4 contracts. Comes out to $400. Really powerful. Not a bad trade at all. Could have been a lot more. Wish it had been a lot more, but I'll take whatever I can get with. A profit is a profit. Exiting positions in gold, but exiting losers faster than you would the market profile. I don't just draw exiting winners. I use values based on market much profile, after you would think about value area low, right? Because a lot of fear in the market is to be the low of the day. Hey, I get into a position for today, and it's working. I'm gonna get out right here, where in fact, and finally we got the 30-year bond. Using this information, I had an order here. I have no idea that you have. You actually have a lot of buyers with the market, which is trading sideways all day long. You know what? I don't want to be surprised later if it does sell off. It'll probably continue to go lower. Out of trades, you know, and me and the 30-year, we have this weird relationship, right? Where sometimes I'm right on the trade, and sometimes a little bit early. But things most of the time, I make really 0 to no money trading the 30 years. So we took that one off. If I don't get in early on a trade, I don't want to get in at all. Commissions and D-shaped distribution here puts a little bit of money in the pockets for most of the session. Looking at crude oil. This market was interesting. Remember, today, D-shaped distribution is a consolidation. You can see that it doesn't know where it wants to go next, but it traded outside. You know, it might be hard to recognize for those of you who are new to market profile. Downside in this case, we have a D-shaped distribution. Bringing it back to something more familiar, like candlesticks. Consolidation. What is consolidation? It's just the market trading sideways. And
right? So look at the candles.
we picked out a few levels here.
See how they're trading
based
sideways
on market profile. I'm just
so
going
that's
to
a
show
D-shaped
you
distribution. And
how
then
simple
a
it is
B-shaped
to use our
distribution
market
is a
profile
trending down
software.
pattern. And here's your trending
And
down pattern.
whenever we
right?
have
Here's
these
your disparities,
a
a
little
little bit
bit
of
between
consolidation here, a little bit of volume. That's your B-shaped distribution. Now,
volume,
our
value area,
software for Ninja
and
Trader
market
8
profile
is
value
so
area.
wonderful. You might not have to guess.
It
any
usually
longer
means that there isn't a
as to
balance
what profile
between
shape
the
you
two,
have.
right? The market
All you
trended
can
in
do
one
is
direction,
just very simply,
which is
with
fine.
a click
But
of a
there isn't a
mouse,
balance based on value.
pretty much
right?
decipher and take a look at
There isn't
the
a balance
distribution
based on
shapes
value.
yourselves.
Here we have a balance.
Right, we have a
because
D.
Both value areas are
by
within close proximity
very nice
of
and
each other,
simple trending
creating
down pattern.
solid value. Here again, it's a
not looking to
really
get
nice
long
balance
on a
structure.
trending
Here
down
we
pattern.
don't have that.
This would have been the place to get long.
Stretches out the
again,
entire session.
You know, it's
no,
not
that's
really,
not something we can use. So what we do is we want to split.
It's too late in the
distributions
day.
into
I mean,
singular
around 1
forms,
o'clock is when the
which
market
is
got down to
P-shape,
these
B-shape,
levels,
and
and I
V-shape.
said, you know,
find
it's
this
too late.
balance
This market closes in 2
simply
hours.
by
It's not going to bounce back from
clicking
there.
on the highest set of letters.
Also, I mean,
on each profile,
they've been selling it all day long, and it's mostly been profit takers.
right there.
On this day, we traded a lot
here-
lower, but
and I can do this
institutions
again
were
and again
buying
and again.
a lot.
Okay, I can split.
Okay, they were buying
these
like
distributions.
crazy. This was
multiple-
the holidays,
multiple
so we're gonna
times.
skip this day. Not a lot of institutional.
And I'm always
flow
going to get
on
the
that
right
day.
answer.
And
And
then
we did that
on
in
this
the trading
day,
room today.
as the market was
You know,
trading higher, these
so
guys
that
were
we
selling,
can
which means
prove that
whoever got long here was profit.
no matter how you split these distributions, you're always
continued
going
the
to get the
profit
same
taking
answer
today. I mean,
right? If you put
you
three
can see we
guys
consolidated, tons and tons
in
of
a room,
institutional
in separate
selling.
rooms, and you have them look at the market
Even if
profile
it's
and
selling to close,
ask them to locate
it's
value
still selling,
for you.
right? And if you sell something, the price
they're not
of the
gonna come
asset
out
should
with
fall
the-
down. So that should be another reason
with
as to
completely
why
wrong answers,
I didn't want
right?
to take this long.
They're either going to
especially
be
that late
a
in
little
the day.
bit off,
So far, it closed at negative
or
15,000
exactly
balance,
right?
Still,
But not way off.
I don't think it's
right? One
fresh
person's not gonna
selling. I
tell
think
you
it's
something
profit taking.
that is
But
just
because
ridiculously off.
profit
And that's
taking
just the
is the same
validity
thing as selling,
of the
it's
market
not really
profile, right?
the time to
It's-
get long.
It's
at the
valid.
moment. The
It's
institutions are
statistically
taking their
proven to be
profits,
valid.
and they're
You know,
selling.
the joke here
Now,
is
why
that,
should you be
you know,
buying?
2 plus
I think
2
the market
equals
realized
4,
that and finally
right?
pushed lower from there.
That's how it's valid.
All right.
2 plus 2
So that's all the
equals
time I
4 to
have
me,
for
and it's
today.
equal 4 to you.
Those were the some of the
Right?
trades I took for the day.
2 plus
And
2 equals.
what I like to do now is,
7.
for those of you,
You know,
who are watching this for the
There's
first time,
something
I'd like
wrong
to
with
invite you
this
guys
equation.
to the website
something very wrong with this
www.marketprofile.com and claim your 14-day free
It's
trial.
not valid.
And
Somebody's getting 7 when we
you'll
all
watch me
get
trade
4,
live
something
every
is
single
wrong.
day for those 14 days, for those 2
so
weeks.
here,
You'll watch me trade
we
live.
mark this area.
every
we
single
had a
one of
little
these
bit of
markets,
value
plus other
at these
other
little
markets
spots
as well.
right here.
I don't
And
just
we figured,
trade
you know
these
what, it might be a
4.
good
I
spot to
trade
start
the S&P,
getting
I
long.
trade crude, I trade the euro,
very,
I
very
trade
small.
the yen.
So 20 to 25.
The
might as
Nasdaq,
well. It's a
sometimes
market
even the
number,
Russell,
right?
and
Market
many other
numbers are simple.
contracts.
Okay, it's 49.
And also, you'll also
It's
watch me
49.25, 49.50,
manage these trades live real time.
75,
So
and then the next whole number.
you'll
which
watch
would be
me
50.
pretty much. I'll
Okay.
teach, and you'll also watch
That's
me
a market number, right?
use the
49,
indicators
20 to 25
in order to find these areas of value where I want to
So we
get
figured,
long,
all right, let's
short,
get
and I'll also
long.
teach you the strategies.
Very
that we
small.
use
We'll
based
do
on
one
market profile every
contract
single day. So
at
definitely
49,
swing by
you know, we'll meet in the middle,
www.themarketprofile.com.
and we decided to do
It's
49
free, 14 days. You know, see if this is something that
and
could work for
23
your trading.
cents.
Other than that,
show
if
you
you
guys
guys
the
like
video.
this video on Facebook, make sure you guys click like, and if you want to comment
Right
or
there,
have something to say,
49.23.
definitely leave that in the
And,
comment box
here,
below. I hope everybody has a
49.23,
great rest of your day, and I
right
will
in that
see everybody
spot
again tomorrow.
between
Thanks, guys.
49.20 and 25, 49.23. Got long in that area based on value. Now the better value area was right here, 49 to 48.90, right? 49 to 48.90. But we figured if we don't get to this area, I want to participate in a long trade, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a small trade right there. 49.23, that actually happened to be the very low of the trading session, and we do this a lot in our trading room, right? We do this a lot when we trade with the market profile. We're able to find the bottom of the day, and we're able to find the high of the day. We do this very often, and there's always like a sense of satisfaction when we're able to do this, right? I know a lot of traders will always come out and say, wow, man, if I had gotten in at that low, I would have made a killing. Or, man, if I had gotten in at that high, I would have made a killing. And I know if any trader out there has contemplated on, how can I catch the bottom of the day? How can I catch the low of the day? How do I do that? The market profile is one such way to be able to do that, and do that consistently, more than once or twice per day, and definitely, consistently doing that, multiple times per week and even per month. Okay. The market profile does a really, really great job of picking specific levels, right? And it's all based on value. That's the beautiful thing. That's what all the market profile is. A charting technique for locating value, right? It's a charting technique for locating value. If I switch this over to hybrid view, so we can take a look at something that's more familiar to all of us, which is the candlesticks, it's difficult for any one of us without the market profile to say, yeah, this is the bottom of the day right here. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, that's the bottom of the day right now. It's easy to say that in hindsight, but in real time, traders looking at this selling off would start to kind of freak out. They would say to them, I don't know, it's probably going to head lower, but look at what happened. It reversed higher, right? And, that's really, really neat and interesting to have this information in your hands well before the market even gets to those areas. That's the beauty of the market profile. It shows you where support and resistance is based on value. So I don't have to look at all of these candlesticks and say, well, there's a lot of pivots here. That's resistance. Well, what happened here? I mean, it broke out. Okay, how do I figure out what's going to break out and what's going to actually hold as resistance? Right? That's a dilemma every trader faces themselves when they're using, methods of like candlestick charting in order to find support and resistance. That's tough. That's really, really tough to do. For example, right here, right? Found a little bit of support and then broke it lower. Let's see, what else can we use here? I'm just trying to find some area just based on candlesticks, and I can't, right? In profile view, it's so clean and simple. Just locate value, right? Find the balance between volume and time and its value areas, and use those levels as support and resistance. You'll find that you'll catch the low of the day, high of the day very often, and it's a beautiful thing. So got in 49 and a quarter, got out at 49.55, made 32 ticks on that trade, and at its very highest, you could have made over 70 ticks on that trade. So it was quite a great trade. Here we can see it on candlesticks. Catching the low perfectly, and then, as high as it went, it was about 50, right? And this is the October contract. I'm going to be rolling over to the November contract tomorrow. Let's take a look at another contract here. Let's take a look at gold. And gold, I had a trade on gold today, okay? And I had nothing but winners today. 4 for 4, 4 winners, 0 losers, and made $1,000 doing so. Here in gold, people called me crazy today, saying, Raul, why in the living hell are you going to get long crude oil? It's down over 10 points. It has negative imbalance. Institutions are selling it. Why are you going to get long? And I love it when people call me crazy, because I love to imagine what their faces look like when I prove them wrong, right? The market profile is simple, okay? Don't worry about anything else. It's a charting technique for locating value, finding support and resistance at those values. Either, even if we're trending higher or trending lower, there's always going to be a section where prices are going to bounce, okay? They're going to find some sort of support. They're going to find some kind of halt in their progression to the downside or to the upside. And that's always located in value. Okay, it's always located in value. So earlier today we were looking at possibly shorting 28.5 to 30. If the market was able to reverse, we were looking to sell up here. Of course, you can see it did nothing but sell off. And it did it all in B-shaped distributions, 4 of them to be exact. B followed by a B, followed by a B, followed by a B. Okay, it's just classic trending down pattern, large imbalance, negative, institutional order flow, selling. So everybody's selling their positions in gold pretty much, and shorting at the same time. Selling their positions and shorting at the same time. So we went back in time, you know, quite a few sessions, all the way back here, and we figured, you know, we found some area of value over here between 1310 and 1308. We were also looking to short VWAP and TWAP. So if I switch over to hybrid view, and when we have B-shaped distributions, we want to be selling VWAP and TWAP, right? So here's VWAP, here's TWAP. We got very close there, no cigar, and then for the rest of the day just continued to sell, and we never really got to this area. So we weren't able to participate to the short side in gold today, but we were able to participate to the long side in gold. And I mean, I already did it in crude oil, and I did it here for a second time in gold. Okay, I found the bottom of a market. Again, I would not be able to do this without the help of the market profile, right? Again, it's the charting technique for locating value. Once you locate value, right? So here's value 1, value 2, okay? And this is price, okay? Value 2 is going to be resistance because it's above price, and value 1 is going to be support because it's below price, right? And whichever one we get to first, we want to sell resistance and we want to buy support. Right? They call that fading the market, right? Fade resistance, fade support. And that's what we do every day, and we find that we catch the low and the high of markets very, very often doing so. Here, you know, it just didn't have enough momentum to really rally back to VWAP and TWAP. Those were our targets. When we got long gold at these lows, I was getting called crazy. It's funny to me. I mean, people call me crazy all the time. Like, why are you buying? You know, and let me ask you this. I mean, have you ever heard of buy low, sell high? Well, I mean, in hindsight, it's easy to understand, but when you're trading real time, you know, people look at me like I'm crazy when I apply this method to my trading, right? I'm buying at the lows and I want to try and sell it at the high. I mean, it's nothing crazy about that. But, you know, when it's applied, it's crazy. When you talk about it, it's not that crazy. So here, looking to get long, we did get long 3 contracts. I was looking to get 6 contracts in, but I did not get filled on my second set, so I ended up canceling it. And taking the trade-off sooner than I really wanted to. So here we can take a look. As soon as we got to this level here, so I got long 3 contracts at 1309.30, sold them at 1309.70. The trade at its best was good for 2.1 points, but we were looking for a target of 13.15, 13.16 at the time, right? Unfortunately, you know, the market just didn't have enough momentum to really keep going. We can see that the institutional order flow continued to sell the market. But we also found that there's this value area here held, right? We found support there. And eventually, after, you know, a few hours, it finally traded to the upside, at least up to 1250, which still is quite a long ways from VWAP, right? So just not enough momentum. Institutions are selling it. You know, they're not letting up. They're not letting anybody rally the market. And it was just an outnumberment, if that's even a word, of sellers, right? More sellers than buyers. Okay, let's have a look at, so I made a little bit of profit on that trade. And here, the 30-year bond, we were looking to sell 155.16 to 20, again, based on value. You know, we don't take any trade based on anything other than value and the market profile, okay? We supplement our ideas with the cumulative tick volume, right? What are the institutions doing? We also look at the overall order flow. What's the overall market doing? Are we selling? Are we buying? Do I have buyers with me? Do I have sellers with me? And like I said before, it really, really helps ease the anxiety of trading, because many traders, they put on a trade and immediately, they start doing a little bit of shaking. They start shaking their knee. They start, self-doubt comes into play, and it's a cause of anxiety, right? You don't know what's going to happen, so you get a little scared, you get a little frightened. That's anxiety. um, these indicators are, I was joking around in the room today, but it's kind of true though. 80% of the goal of these lower studies of order flow is to help ease anxiety, and 20% is for trading, right? For trading. Okay? 80% to ease your anxiety, 20% for trading, right? It helps you facilitate your choices and make smarter decisions. And that's what the indicators do. Alrighty, guys. So that's all the time I have for today, for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. On Facebook Live, definitely click like if you enjoyed this video. And, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment in the section below, and I will answer those questions as soon as possible. If you guys like to know more, please visit us at www.themarketprofile.com. Claim your 14-day free trial of the live trading room, where you will watch me trade all of these markets live, real time, manage positions live, real time, and also analyze market profiles live in real time. We also do education, futures education, when the markets are a little slower than usual. Today we were really going over value areas, splitting distributions, splitting time into their proper shapes in order to get that balance, and finding levels of support and resistance. Tomorrow, who knows, we'll come up with a topic and talk about it. Anyways, guys, I hope to see you guys in the trading room, and I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.